Hi everyone, and thanks for joining me today. I hope everyone had a good weekend, and I hope your Monday's off to a good start. For those of you that are new here, my name is Bridget, and I created this channel to share with you my home, just some decorating tips on the primitive and colonial style. I'll take you in my mom's home, and I have so many different friends that decorate in this same style, and we'll be touring those homes as well. So today, what I have in store for you is I'm going to do a little short DIY to show you how I make primitive topiaries. I use those throughout my house, and I especially love them this time of year because, again, after Christmas, things can get really drab, and it's just nice. Even though spring's not here yet, it's nice to put a little springy look into your rooms. It's just kind of uplifting. So I hope you'll stick around for the DIY. It's very simple. You don't need very many supplies to do it. A quick trip to Hobby Lobby, and that should get you everything that you need. After the DIY, I have something I want to share for you. So for those of you interested, stick around. I have a short little clip of a little video that my grandson did. My grandson is so proud of me for doing this channel. He loves YouTube. He's only 8 years old, and he collects vintage toys, and he's just a little, the apple did not fall far from the tree. He's just a little collector. So I had him spending the night with me the weekend before last, and I missed him, but then I heard him. He had gotten my phone, and he went into my living room, and he had watched my video that I did a couple of weeks ago when I was adding some white flowers into my living room. And I listened to him, and I was just listening, and I could hear him in there saying exactly what I had said, and he was taking stuff off of my fireplace mantle. It's just so cute. Of course, he's my grandson, so I think anything he does is cute, but I know a lot of you will get a kick out of it, so I hope you'll stick around for that. I'll share that at the end of this video. But again, I appreciate all of you for watching. I thank you. Thank you for all your messages, and you've all just been so encouraging, and I just hope you'll continue to join me. Okay, let's get right into making this topiary. It's a pretty simple project. All you're going to need is a terracotta pot. You can use the orange looking color, the clay color if you like. I've chosen one that's just a kind of a taupey brown color. And I'd say it's about a 5 or 6 inch opening, and probably 5, 6 inches tall. Just whatever size you want. And then you'll need to go outside in your yard, find a stick, just a stick that's fell out of the tree. And this stick measures, I measured it before doing this video, and it's about 19 inches long. And because part of this, once you put it down in your styrofoam, you just want your stick to be probably about, just to show up here where your topiary is going to be on the top. Then you'll need your greenery for the top. Now this is a primitive style topiary, not the one that has the ball. They're really pretty. I like those, but for my house and my style, the more primitive style looks better. And this came from Hobby Lobby. It's just a little bush, not really a spray, just a little bush. And you can see what the greenery looks like on it. And so you'll know if you're getting the right one. It's normally $7.99, and usually they have this on sale 40 to 50% off. And I usually wait and try to get them when they have that sale going. But anyway, you'll need one of these. You'll need a piece of styrofoam, just a square piece of styrofoam that's going to fit down in your pot. And what we'll have to do, we'll have to cut these corners off to make it go down in our pot. You're going to need some green floral tape, just some wire. Doesn't have to be this green wire, just some light gauge wire that's easy for you to twist. Some jute string that we'll use to wrap and hide our wire that holds the green thing on the top, and hot glue gun, just some wire cutters to cut your greenery off of this, and scissors, a knife, just to work with our styrofoam. And to finish it off, we'll need Spanish moss. You can get this at Walmart. I bought this at Walmart. You can get it at Walmart, Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Joann's. Any of your craft stores are going to have this. It's just called Spanish moss. And that will just go in around the top to hide our styrofoam. Okay, first thing we're going to do is get our styrofoam down in here. We're going to cut this to fit in here, and then we'll glue it down. So let me do a little cutting. Let me get my glasses on so I can see. And we may have to take a few tries at this till we get it just right. Okay. Now, mess up. All right. Now. And we want it to fit down in there tight. But we want it to go just a little bit deeper, so I'm going to take a little bit off this bottom edge where it fits a little bit better in my pot. And you can see I'm just going around that bottom and cutting a little bit off of that, because you know your pot kind of goes down at an angle inside. So I'm just cutting a little bit of this edge off. All right. Now let's try this. That's perfect. Now what I want to do is just put a little hot glue around the edge of this. Once I slide it down, it'll hold it in place inside this pot. So let's put some hot glue around it. And then just push it down inside here. Hold it down for just a second so that it's good and sticky. Okay, so see, we just have our styrofoam down in here. All right, and then let's set this aside. We're going to work on our stick and getting our greenery on top of our stick. So I know I want this piece to go down inside here because this piece is a little crooked. And we're going to add our greenery to the top. So the first thing we're going to do is get you some wire cutters. Well, I guess the first thing I'll do is cut my price tag off. Okay, and the next thing we're going to do is just cut each one of these little stems off. You can see this as close to where it attaches to the ones. So you're going to have a bunch of little pieces that look like this. Just cut each one of these off. Okay, so now we have our several little pieces here. And we're going to attach this to the top of our stick. And the way we're going to do this, first thing I want to do is move this hot glue gun out of my way because I don't want to get burnt. Get your stick. And I usually try to set with my stick in between my legs so I can kind of balance it. And then you want to get you some wire. Take you off some wire off of your spool. And just take these. You have a little piece of wire stem hanging down, and just try to add these around. I'm putting these just around my stick. Now, sometimes it feels like it's hard to hold, so you can kind of put your wire around as you go. Just going to twist my wire to get it started. And then I'm just going to start. Well, that one fell out. Let's pull it a little tighter. Okay, now I'm going to add another one. Get off there. And I'm just going to Continue to wrap my wire around it very tight. I'm going to add another. Just kind of look at as you're doing this and see where you need. You can get get it tighter if you go around it that way. All right, looks like we need one over here. Okay, and our last one. I think we're probably going to need it over, let's see, probably right here. Okay. Now, after I've got them all on, I'm just going to wrap it really tight with my wire several times. Okay. And let's finish it off. Well, my wire cutters were cut. There we go. All right. When you finish it off, all you have to do is cut your wire and kind of tuck it back under one of the pieces where you've wrapped it. Okay, so now after you do that, you can kind of pull these out a little bit where you want them to make it a little more full, so they're not just all bunching going straight up. But that's kind of the beauty of the primitive style. You don't want it to look all perfect. You just want it to look a little just like this. All right. Now what we're going to do is take our green floral tape. And if you've never used this stuff, it's just, you think it's not going to stick. It's not sticky, but it will. Just start up here at the top because you don't want this wire to show. And just hold it down with this finger and then just start wrapping. And you just wrap on top of it till you feel like it's good and sticking. And then just keep wrapping. And we want to go down the stem. Just keep on wrapping past where all your stems were added with the wire. We just want to go down this stick. I usually go a couple of inches. Okay. And just kind of take your fingers and squeeze around that tape, and it will stick. All right, now we're just going to tear that off when we're finished. That's all you have to do with this, just tear it off. Okay, now you see we've got our topiary. We've added our green tape all around it. And what I like to do is where you finish it off, it doesn't want to be real sticky. I put just a drop of hot glue on this. Just takes a drop. And then, okay. We have one more step to finish this off because I don't really like the green showing. I want something a little more primitive looking. So I'm just going to use, this is just jute twine. You can get it at anywhere, Walmart, Dollar General. I think this came from Dollar General. I think even the Dollar Tree carries it. It's just brown looking twine. All right, what we're going to do with this is we're going to start up here. And what you can do is just wrap it around the first time. Hope you can see this. And we're going to just tie it. Just going to tie it in a knot. Okay, now I want to scoot it up as close to that top as I can get it. Okay, see, I've just tied it around the top of the green in a little knot. All right, I'm going to hold that string out of the way, and I'm just going to start wrapping this. And the whole idea of this is just to cover your stem, cover your stick that has the green floral tape on it, because we just want it to have that primitive look, and I'm just wrapping my stem, and I'm going to go all the way down till all that green is covered. I'm just, and you want to push it close together because you don't want the green showing through. Just keep wrapping it. And if you find jute that's a little thicker, that's even easier. Mine that I'm working with right here is just a little bit thin. So it's going to take me just a minute to get to the bottom of this stem. I'm sure you get the idea of what's going on here. See how we're covering up the stem? I mean I keep saying stem. The stick, the green floral tape on the stick is what you're trying to hide. Okay, so we're about halfway down. I'm just going to keep. If I can keep these glasses up on my nose. Just keep wrapping. Almost finished. And then we're just about finished with this project. It's very simple, and it really adds such a good, just a good springy look with the greenery. Nothing you have to water or keep alive, but it's going to give you a pretty springy look for your room. At the end of this video, I've got 3 that I did, and I put them in clay pots. But then I thought, you know, I'm going to set these down inside some of my pretty stoneware crocks. And I've got 3 of them sitting in a window, and I'll show you as soon as we finish this what they look like. All right, cut your string off. Now what we're going to do is just, again, get you a little, just a dot of hot glue. Make sure you don't stick your finger in it because it hurts like the dickens if you do. And I've done that plenty of times. And I will usually try to grab something to use to, because I don't want to touch it with my finger and get burned, because it does hurt. All right, there we go. We've got our topiary on the top, our greenery. We've got our floral tape covered on our stick. Now all we need to do is put it in our clay pot. Okay, now all we need to do, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find the center of my pot and the styrofoam. I'm just going to push this down in here a little bit. And you want to make sure that you're getting it straight when you do this. All right, there we go. Now, but my styrofoam's coming out the bottom. Okay, now, looks pretty straight. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight because, again, this is a primitive topiary. We don't want it to be perfect. That looks pretty good. All right, now I'm going to pull it back out. Now I've created my hole. I'm going to pull it back out, and I'm going to put some hot glue around this stick. But first, I need a new glue stick. So we're just going to put some glue stick on the bottom, some hot glue on the bottom of our and that'll keep that. And then go back in there and stick it back in there. And once it's going to set up there in just a second. All right, now we've got one more step. All we're going to do to finish this look off is just add our Spanish moss around the top. Cut my bag open. And you get so much of this Spanish moss in a bag, and it's, I think it was like maybe $2.99 at Walmart for this bag of Spanish moss. But all you want to do, and it does get a little messy, so you might want to do it in a place where it's not going to be so messy. Maybe I'll do it right here. Just pull some out of the bag. It's kind of all stuck together, and you just might try cutting it. You'll have to excuse me. I do get a little messy when I make things, but that's okay. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Okay. Now, all you need to do is put some hot glue down in here, and what we're going to do, we're just going to put this around our topiary to hide our styrofoam. So we're just going to put a little hot glue And all I'm going to do is just squirt this down here on top of my styrofoam. Hot glue gun's not wanting to work that well. Okay. And now just take your Spanish moss and just lay it around it. Just kind of poke it down inside your pot. Okay. And there you have it. You've got your, can't see your styrofoam. You've got a pretty little finished topiary. That's simple. Anybody can do it. It's very simple. All right, now I'm going to clean this mess up, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like when you have them sitting in a group, or if you set them by themselves. I'll do a little short run and show you what they'll look like. Here's 3 topiaries that I had made previously that instead of having them, well, I did put those in clay pots, but then I decided that I would set them down inside of some of my stoneware crocks. I know the light's probably not that great. You may not be able to get a real good feel. Let's see if I can get back where you can see a little better. But anyway, they're the same kind of little greenery that I bought at Hobby Lobby. And I just think they look so pretty and springy just sitting in a window. Now here's where I put the one that we just made. You can see I've just set it on a little table. Got an old rug scrap that it's sitting on. And I think it looks really pretty. Gives it just a little bit of a spring touch in this room. And then you can also do a couple of different looks that I'll show you. You can also add a bowl. You can just set it inside an old bowl. I think that looks good as well. Or there's one more look I'll show you. And the last look I've got here is I've just taken my pot and set it down on one of my old crocks. Just kind of whatever look you're going for, but they just really do add a lot to a room.
Hey everybody, this is Bridget Swindle, and I'm gonna show you all my stuff that I have today. So I've been having a little cold, so that's why I talk a little nasally. And let's get right into this clip. So what am I gonna do is I'm gonna take this down right here. I'm gonna take this because it doesn't really look good here. So I'm gonna replace that, and this does not look good here, so I'm gonna remove this too. So yeah, alright guys, so I hope you enjoy this video. Comment down below if you like it. So alright guys, goodbye.
Well, that's all for today. Hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did and you'd like to see more DIYs, just leave me a comment below. Your comments help me know what kind of content that you find interesting. And I hope you all have a good week. Thanks again for watching.